Just a second, I'm calling him. Good afternoon. I'll call this December 14th, 2023 meeting of the Santa Barbara Local Agency Formation Commission to order, our final meeting of the year. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Allen.
Here.
Commissioner Freeman. Commissioner Geyer.
Here.
Commissioner Hartman.
Here.
Commissioner Kiriakou.
Here.
Commissioner Nelson.
Here.
Commissioner Osborne.
Here.
Commissioner Patino. Commissioner Richardson.
Here.
Commissioner Stark.
Here.
Commissioner Williams. Let the record reflect that Commissioner Freeman, Commissioner Patino, and Commissioner Williams are absent, and Commissioner Kiriakou will be voting in place of Commissioner Patino. And let the record reflect that Commissioner Williams has arrived.
Please stand and join me for the pledge. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have two sets of minutes today, November 2nd, 2023 and November 14th, 2023. I think we could have one motion to approve both. Yes?
So the people who were not at the special meeting, which was,
So we need to have a separate vote.
well, I'm just asking you, do you think it would work? The clerk has already vetoed this. But let's have, please have you
All right. November 2nd, 2023,
Separate votes.
meetings we need to approve.
So moved.
May I have a second? I will second. And we can have a roll call vote because we're all here, right? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any abstentions? Any opposition? Passes unanimously. So for the minutes of the special meeting of November 14th, 2023, need a motion?
Also move. Second.
And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any? Okay. And any opposed? So both minutes are approved.
How many abstentions did we get? Because there was only 5 people at that meeting. And 7 voters.
It's my understanding, do you have, let's clarify this. Let's get our last bit of legal advice from Mr. Dillon. When you're not at the meeting, but you've nonetheless read the materials or found out what happened at the meeting, must you abstain or are you allowed to vote?
You are allowed to vote if you've
Okay.
done that, yes. But I guess so. Okay, well, there's one unaccounted for abstention, but I think that's okay. They did not vote yes, and so I think we're fine.
All right. Madam Clerk, so are you clear for the minutes on how to record the vote on both?
Can you please repeat that?
Well, we've got 5 affirmative votes, 1 abstention, and since there would be 7 voting members, I don't know, there was only 5 people present. So maybe the way to show the vote is show the 5 people present in the minutes and show all 5 voting yes and indicate all other commissioners were absent. Thank you.
All right. Get our money's worth. So now turning to public comment, now's the time for anyone who would like to comment on matters not on our agenda but within our purview. Madam Clerk?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak under general public comment.
All righty. Now we're going to recess for closed session. Madam Clerk, will you describe what we're going to do?
Yes, Chair Hartman and members of the commission, before I read our closed session script language, I would first also like to note for the record that Commissioner Allen will be voting in place of Commissioner Freeman today. And we are agendized for one closed session item, which is for public official appointment, Government Code Section 54957B1, for title Commission Legal Counsel.
And your estimate of time, 20 minutes? 15? Less?
I think 20 minutes is fair.
All right, let's adjourn. We're reconvening the December 14th meeting of the Lafco, and we're coming back from closed session. Mr. Dillon, would you report out?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The commission took no action in closed session that requires a report. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to approval of our consent calendar. Does anyone have any item they'd like to pull? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent calendar is approved. Next item is business item number 1, employee contract. Madam Clerk?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we did post an addendum for this item on our agenda, and the addendum is modifying the language just a bit that we initially had on the agenda. And business item number 1 is to consider execution of employment contract with Mike Prater for executive officer services at annual salary of $178,073.43 or $14,839.46 monthly, and effective December 14th, 2023, reappoint Mr. Prater to a 3-year term contract as Commission Executive Officer.
Thank you. And are there any questions or comments from any commissioners? Is there any public comment on this item?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak on this item.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Oh, there's just a small typo on the amount. The agenda gives Mike $3 more a year than the contract, or yeah, $3 more a month. So technically, it's $14,836.46. Otherwise, it's ready for approval, and it would also include the 3-year appointment as an executive officer.
Okay, so those two issues. So, Madam Clerk, you've got that correction. When we make a motion, it assumes that. So, may I have a motion? The salary and the 3-year term.
So moved as amended.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Business item number 2, Madam Clerk.
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, business item number 2 is to consider the adoption of a service and sphere of influence review for the 23 agencies that provide transportation, parking, street sweeping, and beautification, lighting, transit, and airport services in Santa Barbara County.
Thank you. Mr. Prater?
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. So after our November 2nd Lafco meeting, the Commission set a public hearing to consider the service review for today's date, December 14th. And we released it for public review and comment period. Legal notices and postcards were sent out based on that direction. And then we were informed that we had to move our location. We were initially scheduled to have this hearing in City of Santa Maria's board chambers. And so now we're here. So I felt it was best to create less confusion by sending out a new notice and having people receive these mailed postcards with these different locations and all this date information. That we are now just going to request that the commission continue this item until January's meeting, and we'll take the matter up then.
And just do you have to send out all the postcards and everything again?
No, if you make a motion to move this, continue this item date specific to January 11th, 2024, that we will have suffice notice.
I'll move to continue this to
Wait,
January 12th.
one second. Do we have any public comment on the matter of the continuance?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak on this item.
Commissioner Williams.
I'll move to continue the municipal service review to the 12th of January.
I think it's the 11th.
Sorry, the 11th of January.
And may we have a second?
I'll second.
And all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Next is business item number 3, Madam Clerk.
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, business item number 3 is to consider recommendations regarding the 2024 Employee Benefits Insurance Program renewal as follows.
Mr. Prater?
Yeah, thank you. So Lafco typically has followed the county employees benefit programs. When you initially hired staff to become an employee of Lafco, those benefits were listed within the contract of the executive officer. As we proceeded, we developed an employee manual for employees, and we generally moved the conversation to the employee manual that we would follow the county's protocols in their employee program. And ever since, whenever the county has made adjustments to their employee benefits program, Lafco has followed suit. It has been a couple of years now since that has occurred. There's been a couple of adjustments along the way. We felt it might be prudent this year to document it in a report demonstrating that back in October, the Board of Supervisors took an action that set a new rate for the 2024 health plan rates to basically maintain consistency with their staff and provide a health program that met the needs of their employees. And so LAFCO is following suit and trying to align our same benefits and increases that occurred with the county employees to help defray those costs and to reflect those same contributions. The county obviously uses a different health provider and different health tiered structure than LAFCO does. We have our own providers, which is CalPERS and SDRMA as our medical and ancillary benefits. And so we've provided both the county report and how they derived at their numbers and give you a sample of the contributions and the health premiums that LAFCO and its employees has for the plans that we subscribe to demonstrate that those benefits do exceed the amount that we allocate. And so then the individual staff members that would pay out of pocket for those additional overruns of what those health benefits costs are. So with that, we are suggesting that we align our contribution rates and set the adjustments per the report. And so if you have any questions about specific numbers or anything, I'll be happy to answer any of those.
I did have one question. So when we do that, then is this incorporated into the employee manual? Is that how it works, or it's?
The employee manual is already written in a fashion that basically says we will adjust it when the county adjusts.
I see.
But when we had been adjusting them from the prior two adjustments that the county had made, but we felt maybe before we transitioned and lost our legal counsel that we might want to set the record periodically about what those rates are before we get too far afield. So this is why we decided to bring it forward on this time. I think in preceding ones, we may consider amending the manual if we felt appropriate, or just continue to make some adjustments. But if we make too many adjustments along the way without coming back and documenting how we got from A to B, I think it's always a good protocol to bring a report like this back to realign where we at and why we're offering the contributions that we offer.
Okay. Are there any commissioner questions?
I do have a question.
Commissioner Starr.
Through the chair to the EO. So what is the proper form of the motion? Are we simply going to is it just to renew, or do we have to specify that we're doing something at a particular rate?
I think the general motion should include approval of the employee health benefits program.
That's it?
Yeah, that includes the rates that are stipulated in attachment C, I guess. Is it C or D? One of those. No, it'd be the health contribution rates in attachment D.
B as in boy.
D as in dog.
D as in dog,
Sorry about that.
okay. And did you have an additional question? So let me just, any public comment on this item, Madam Clerk?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak on this item.
Commissioner Stark,
I'll
make the motion.
make a motion to approve the motion as stated, approve the health insurance renewal, including the rate specified in attachment D as in dog. I just want to say dog at the last.
Second?
All in favor?
Can I get clarification on the second?
I thought it was Mr. Carriaco. Was it Mr. Guyer? Yes. Oh, okay, sorry.
He beat me.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Information item number 1.
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, information item number 1 is to receive and file a report on file number 23-04 for 1385 and 1405 Anderson Lane Sphere of Influence Amendment and annexation to the Goleta Sanitary District.
Mr. Prater.
Okay, thank you, Commission. So this is to inform you that we have received an application for these 2 5-acre ag parcels to be included into the sphere of influence and annexation into the Goleta Sanitation District. So we are working the application through the process. And so this is just a clarification of announcement that this is occurring. If there are any questions specific about the proposal, we're happy to answer any questions.
Any public comment on this item?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak on this item.
Okay, information item number 2.
Information item number 2 is to receive and file a report on the Lafco Legislative Committee meetings held on November 3rd, 2023.
Mr. Prater.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, so periodically we provide an update for the Commission on the Legislative Committee for Lafco. Generally, I attend because they hold them via Zoom and allow me to remotely participate. There hasn't been a whole lot of changes since the legislative body has gone into summer recess to update the commission on. But there are just a handful of watched bills that the Ledge Committee is entertaining. They are starting up their new list of bills to watch in the next cycle here. They did make a policy on their own personal policies. They did make a policy change to policy 4.5, which has to deal with the structure of their operations of who's on their legislative committee. So they were dealing with not having enough attendees to get a quorum to be able to take actions and votes, particularly on items that were of urgent nature. So they've amended that to lower the threshold so that they could have a proper attendance to be able to move forward on action. So that's what the Lafco Legislative Committee is up to. We will continue to bring updates as the new legislative bills come forward. If there's any questions or anything, a particular bill that the Commission would like to hear about, I can certainly re-agendize in the future item to focus on that bill.
Any questions now of Mr. Prater from the commissioners? Any public comment?
Chair Hartman and members of the commission, we have no request to speak on this item.
Do we have any commissioner announcements or requests for future agenda items? Please, Commissioner Allen.
This will be my last LAFCO meeting. I accepted the general manager position for Vandenberg Village Community Services District.
Congratulations.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that is spectacular.
And so I had to resign my position as a board member for Standing Answer for Water Conservation District, which makes me ineligible for LAFCO.
Well, you've been really steadfast in your attendance and your engagement, and we're really going to miss you. But that's a wonderful match.
Thank you.
So, remind me how that position gets filled?
Yeah, so we are currently in an active nomination period, both for a regular member seat and an alternate member seat. So Commissioner Geyer's seat is up due, and Commissioner Allen's seat was up due. So obviously, she's taken a position that disqualifies her from running. So the alternate seat will be open for some individual to throw their name in the ring. Commissioner Geyer's seat is up as well. He can throw his own name in the ring, or any other new special district member can
So
nominate themselves.
we're still in the nomination phase.
We're
We
still in the
aren't,
nomination
we don't have a
phase.
ballot yet.
Yeah, so the nomination period ends January 4th. After January 4th, depending on the list of names that we get, if we have an adequate list of names to fulfill the seat, we will proceed into the ballot stage of the Election Act process. Now, if there's only one member that's been nominated for each of those positions, they will just automatically assume the position and we won't need to go to a ballot.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Can you give us an update, or is that,
We will probably give an update in January at our January 11th. Once we know what all those forms are, it'll be probably an executive officer's report, since the packet will be due shortly there about Christmas time. So I won't have the full updates, but I'll be able to give you an executive officer report on that.
okay, and on my script, it says executive officer comments are the last thing before we
Yeah,
adjourn.
Very good. So we wanted to congratulate Cynthia for taking that position. We look forward to working with you in that same capacity. We will invite you back to our January meeting so we can at least give you some recognition and honor. So I'll note that now. Beyond that, just sort of a happy holiday, Merry Christmas for everybody. We will re-adjourn in the new year. So thank you for a good year.
Commissioner Stark, did you have? No, I'm good. All right. Well, again, have a wonderful holiday. We'll reconvene January 11th, 2024.